actually heading to my shop right now, the shop that I work at. We're gonna try to see if we can match Dad's paint just for some little touch-up spots and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're getting the car out, just kind of test driving it, seeing how everything's running on it. This is really, you'd say this is probably the farthest you drove it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're actually going to be driving over towards like Nashville area. We're in Wilson County right now, but it is a beautiful day. I mean, beautiful day for a cruise, and yeah, just enjoy the car. Dad right now is the only one with the running car, so fortunately he gets to be the video for today. Man, them headers sound good though.
The headers sound real good.
So he actually, oh, we got some fishermen out there. Must be a tournament going on. So he actually, on the other side, you know, from doing the clutch and everything, he actually ended up putting a set of long tube headers on this thing. It actually originally had some manifolds, and you can just tell a difference in the way this thing sounds. I mean, it's just, it sounds throatier. It's got that just almost like a barracuda just wants to jump out at you. We're still into the break-in miles on this thing, so you know he's got to kind of take it easy. Man, there's a bunch of people out there on boats. Maybe one day I'll own one. But yeah, so we got to take it easy on the clutch just so it gets its break-in miles. And but other than that, I mean, the car's running great. He got the brakes fixed. He ended up doing a rear disc.
Brakes feel great.
Yeah, he did a rear disc conversion on this car. Originally had drums on it, and he had some issues getting them to really tighten up on like the parking brake and stuff like that. But I think he pretty much got them adjusted out to where they're evenly flowed. But yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. We're gonna cruise along, and I'll get some video footage of us cruising, and we'll see you at the shop. So we're here at the shop, and this is actually a pretty cool piece of technology that we use at our company. It is actually a camera that takes microscopic pictures of the paint to find out what coat it is. So we're actually here, we're going to try this on Dad's. The surface has got to be clean, and it's got 4 little pegs that have to make contact with the panel, and it's got to be flat. So pretty much all you do is you turn it on, and for this to work, it takes 3 camera shots. Unfortunately, I have to calibrate it now. Just keep on filming. All right, so every once in a while, these cameras do need calibrations. And pretty much all this is this is a blue metallic chip and a solid white chip. I don't know exactly what this does to the camera to calibrate it. I think it just calibrates the whites for the whites and then the metallics for the metallics, and it just makes sure it's picking up everything. It'll every once in a while ask you to calibrate, so pretty much all you do is, it's got grooves built into it. You sit it down, well, hang on, it says white. It'll tell you what color to do. Alright, so it's locked in. You hit OK. It does its calibration thing. Alright, now it says calibrate blue. Locked in. Calibration. Calibration's done. So now the camera is 100%. You know, I'm not gonna have to worry about it picking up something that it shouldn't. The panel's clean. I don't see anything that it would pick up. You hit measure on the camera. Pretty much just sit it down. You'll hear those little legs click. and then you just push the button on the back of it. That's camera number 1. Camera number 2. And you also have to pick this thing up every time you do a camera shot. You can't just leave it on the panel. It'll tell you to pick it up. And complete. Alright, so now that we've read the code on this, you have to go plug it into our computers. Alright, so with the Speed Hector version of this, you pretty much just go to your color formulas, and you can put a manufacturer in there if you're looking for a certain code, but in this case we don't know if this is an actual manufactured code. So well, first thing we're going to try to do is we're just going to try to do a straight camera shot with no manufacturers, so it'll pick up colors from all different manufacturers: Ford, Nissan, Mercedes, BMWs, they even have some Ferraris, Lamborghini colors. So it'll be a better chance of finding something if we can do this. As you can see at the top, it's got the camera shot 696 shot. That means that there's 600 and something camera shots in this system that just us have taken. And then you just want to make sure that it is identifying as a metallic. You have solid, metallic, and tri-coat. Tri-coat is like your 3-stage, your candies, pretty much anything that has 3 different stages of base coat on it. After that, you just hit OK. Search.
We got a match.
All right, so when you're doing these, I know most people on this page are not going to do these, but when I do them, what you want to do is you have up here at the top, you have your blend view. All that is this line right here. So you can take this line out, but right now it's set at a what they call a 50% blend, which just means that's how much of a percent blend you're going to do to like the next panel. But because we're not looking for a blend panel, we're actually looking for a dead, like, face-on match. See, this is actually blended in. You can't really tell it, but that's with 50% blend. What we want is we take the blend completely out, drop it all the way to 0. That means that you have 2 chips literally stacked on top of each other like this. Now you see this line. So see, I'm gonna go back and show you. This is 50% blend without the line. See how there's no line there? That pretty much means that even though this color is so far off, you could possibly blend this into another panel. So same color, all we're gonna do is we're gonna take the 50% all the way to 0. So this means it's 2 chips next to each other. This is what this color would look like next to each other. Now you see, so this is your vehicle color. This is actually the camera shot that we just took on the hood. And then this is the formula color that it's bringing up. And these lines right here are pretty much just your near spec. You have near spec is red, heads on, which means face. That's pretty much you looking dead on to the color. And then down here you have what you call your side tone or your flop. As you can tell, this color would be super green and dark on the side tone. Up here on your near spectrum, so near spectrum, point the camera towards me. So your near spectrum is not like, it's like face on, it's like your head's on face, but it's when the sun is behind you and is shining down, hitting the car, and then bouncing back and hitting you in the face. That's what you're seeing when you're seeing your near spectrum. So up here in your near spectrum, you would probably be you'd probably be okay on your color, but your flop would just be the one. So because they're going to force an adjustment on the formula, And what the computer's going to do is it's going to analyze the adjustments and it's going to try to make a better paint code pretty much. So we went for a 4-1 to a 3-1. The only bad thing about this is you can only adjust the color once. So we got a 3-1 out of that. We're going to go down here to this 4-4. See, this one's a lighter one, so this is not bad. And also on another note, you also have this right here. This is your light dial. So it artificially puts in light. It's kind of like almost like sun at these colors until I find one that I really like. I just do zero light, because zero light is when you're going to really notice that this color is the wrong color. So we're going to try to adjust this one. And while we're adjusting these, we're also looking up here at the top to see if it actually brings a paint code. Because as of right now, these are just camera shots. They're not. There's no actual chip to look at. So I'd have to mix this and do a spray out on it. It's not bad. It's still not the right color. That one's not bad.
Oh shit, that's a good match right there.
It's not bad. I do see a little bit of a difference right here in your what you call your side tone.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be bad for just fixing a little chip.
No, because I mean, realistically, when you start to add light to it, see how it pretty much evens itself out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 2.7 with zero blend. I mean, I'd almost take that right there and do a spray out, and maybe when I'm looking at it, I do see a little bit more red in this panel. You can kind of see the redness in between. So you got a picture. There's an imaginary line right here.
You take the line out, I can't see it. If
you follow this line down, I see almost a little bluer greener.
That's the difference between a train eye and a...
So this one is definitely a contender. I really like this one. That's with zero light on it.
Yeah, I do too.
That's probably about the closest you're going to get. But we're going to keep on trying just to see what other codes it brings up. I wish it brought... And what's really cool is... So this is what they call the curved version. So this would actually be what your eyes are seeing as you're looking at a panel. But what's cool about this camera is it'll actually show you what they call a single angle, which is it actually takes... Alright. So it actually takes them and splits them up to what makes this color up. So on your near spectrum, that's your light metallics. And it's pretty cool. You can actually see the difference. See how much greener this one is versus how much lighter this one is. More blue. So vehicle color, formula color. So this is where your greenness is coming from on the color. And then as you can see from these two, there's not much of a difference. I mean, there might be a little more greener there, but compared, that's not that bad. And those are the two that you really want to focus on. So if you're wanting to do what they call an adjustment on this, like after you mix it up and you do a spray out and say it's too green, your near spectrum system is where it's going to be at. So your toners you're going to be looking at are going to be the ones that actually affect your near spectrum. So your near spectrum toners are the ones that are giving the color more of a kind of like a reddish tone to it, or something like that. And you'd have to go back and look at your sheets and make sure that you're looking at a color chart and know what toner compares to what toner and what color needs to be used to delete colors. But yeah, so pretty much that's just your single angle. Roll with it.
In your professional opinion, if you was having to paint a panel on a car in this color, would you say this on a scale of 1 to 10 being how difficult of a color to match?
So on a scale of 1 to 10 of this color being a hard color to paint, no. Match, it was a little difficult. If without this computer, yes, it'd be really hard.
It'd be really, really hard.
But the cool thing about these systems is your local paint company has these systems. Like you could technically go to a paint shop, a body shop, like where I work, and you could go in there and be like, hey, I'm looking for this color code on this car. If I bring you the car, will you try to match it up and see if you can find it? You can even go down to PPG. There's all these different paint companies out there that have these systems in their shops, and they can look up the paint code for you, match it, and actually mix up the color for you, and then that way you have the color system.
So what you're saying is if you wreck your new car, your new vehicle, and you get it back from the body shop and the fender is a different color than the door, there's no excuse in that.
Well, no, there's not an excuse in that, but it also depends on, has the car been painted before? What has the person before painted on it? Yes, your car should match perfect, but naturally you need to understand that plastics tend to come out a different color than, you know, metal.
Plastic's a whole different ball game.
I can go down here to Sarah Chevrolet right now, and I can walk around the lot and I can show you cars that the bumpers are darker than the actual car is, and they're brand new off the lot. 2020s, brand new. I mean, we see cars come in here all the time that the bumpers are different colors than the actual cars, and we actually match them better because we're blending. If you blend, you're almost going to get the color perfect, because what you're putting on the bumper is what you're putting on the fender. You got to realize in the factory, when these cars are rolling through assembly lines, the bumper's on the other side of the factory. It's not tied to the car. It's not, you know, next to the car in the booth. The car's on an assembly line being painted while the bumper's on another assembly line being painted. And these paint codes that these companies are putting out, there's several different variances for them. There's one code that we have that we paint all the time that has 15 different paint chips that you have to look at. So you have to also factor in that. And these colors like this, I probably wouldn't use a camera shot. I would rely on actual chips. So this color, I would, if I was painting a car with this color and it was, you know, panel painting it, I would probably do a spray out of this. And I would put, you know, a spray out on top of the panel to see if it's an actual match. Because sometimes, yes, it looks good on the camera shot. It looks fantastic. But you got to spray it out and it's completely different. It really comes down to human error. All right, so guys, we're actually going to end that there. We'll get back with you. We're actually going to do some other stuff, and then I'll let y'all know. All right, guys, so we're back here at the house from going to the shop and looking up Dad's paint coat on his car, trying to figure out if we can find a paint mixture for it. Pretty much going to end the video for that one today. I'm going to pick up on another video here soon. But before I end this video is not sponsored by anybody, but I just wanted to say to the guys out there at Hawks 3rd Gen, you guys are pretty amazing on what y'all do. So I ordered one of their harness bars, and they called me, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, they called me and told me that there was a delay on their black powder coat, which was kind of upsetting, but the guys worked with me. It turned out that they actually had one of the gray finishes in stock, and the sales guy over there was amazing, helped me out a bunch, and we talked about some other stuff for the car. So there'll definitely be some more Hawks 3rd Gen stuff in store for the car. I'm not going to say what it is, but we'll see what happens here in the next couple months. But so I did actually, so originally the harness bar was not going to be here for probably, I mean, it could have been weeks, to be honest. And the guys over there at Hawks called me up and said, you know, we've got a delay on our powder coat, and we're not going to be able to get that one out, but we do have this other one in stock. And it ended up being the gray, which was perfect, because the guy asked me, he said, you know, what color interior do you have? And it just happened to work out that I've got the gray interior package with the white. So we're actually going to unbox this thing real quick at the end of this video and just show y'all this, so you can go ahead and see what's going to be for the next video. So as of right now, I'm just going to open this box. I'm going to show y'all what it looks like. Yeah, this thing's sick. I don't know if y'all can tell by the finish. This thing's gonna be freaking awesome. But like I said, shout out to the guys over there at Hawks 3rd Gen for really working with me on that thing. But guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by and watching our video for today. It's been freaking awesome. We got to go cruising in the Chevelle, and it was a beautiful day for it. And Dad's really loving the car. I mean, the car's, you know, running fantastic. But other than that, guys, we're going to shut it down for here, and we'll kick back up on the next video. But if you guys like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below if y'all have any questions about the cars. We appreciate it, guys.